If you've been on Twitter for more than 20 minutes, you probably have this weird, reaction to what it is that I'm about to show you. This user, Daniel Camillo, apparently a consultant in gaming of some kind, says that Zubitech, y'all know Zubitech's, this Zubitech account, right? You know what account this is. It says this account misappropriates and rehashes content from others, very often with misleading information. Even when errors are pointed out directly, it chooses not to correct. It doesn't tag sources such as me. If you follow them, that's your prerogative, but please be advised. Now, Zubitech has even been seen calling Matt Piscatella, who gathers and collates data from publishers directly, a liar. Zubitech is a PlayStation fanboy account that uses tech to hide ignorance. That word, tech, or techie, or tech enthusiast, it can mean anything. You know, people throw it all around like, it's easy, because it's a cheap way to try to maybe position yourself as somebody who's aware of technology. However, whenever you chat with people of this kind, you realize that the 13-year-old middle schooler I haven't done a computer class is more adept, in knowledge in this particular case. However, or I guess I would say, adding to this, or how you want to do it, let's just join it here. This was wild. Daniel Camillo and Laura Fryer had a little back and forth. Laura Fryer said, "Great question from my latest video. Considering your experience in the industry, what are some concrete moves that Xbox could make to turn this ship around?" Apparently, Laura Fryer has the premise that Xbox is going down under, and that's usually where she makes her videos from. Now, she's worked in the gaming industry, but I will say that from what we're seeing, those who are at the helm of the ship are very well positioned and adept with Xbox. There used to be a time people could not see the reality because Xbox was the one that was coming out from the back foot. But now where Xbox is currently, there's nobody that can argue that Xbox is number one, bludgeoned PlayStation into irrelevance, even with their 80, maybe 170 million consoles sold. This is just the reality. I mean, you cannot deny the fact that PlayStation is crippled after Activision Blizzard King was acquired by, Xbox. This is just the reality. Number two, you cannot deny the reality that Xbox has standing in live service, something that PlayStation desires. Number three, you cannot deny that Xbox has content, something that PlayStation at this current moment doesn't have the money to even, deal with. And number four, finally, you cannot deny that PlayStation's pillar of third-party money hiding is dead, as Xbox has now adopted PC as part of its ecosystem. With all these things that we all know, she said Xbox can win by delivering great games and putting players first. At Friday's Halo World Championship, they announced Halo Combat Evolved remake for 2026. And fans were excited. They want to love it, but they're scared due to past letdowns. Past letdowns of what? For whom? In this particular age, you know what? I'm going to keep going. If Xbox gets it right, the fans will show up. Weird, in my opinion, that somebody would say that people are afraid of past letdowns when in 2025, now I'm not saying that put your trust in anybody. No, I'll never tell you to do that. I fear God. That's the only person I'll put my trust in. Christ Jesus, King. But that Xbox has not, provided content that is of good quality, that's a lie. I'm in a position where I have to tell you that. Now, she never said that, but she actually positions it to seem like Xbox hasn't done that. So it's either a lie by omission or it's just a blatant she knows and she still goes ahead and says this. This Daniel Camillo comes out here. The same guy that said Zubitech was misappropriating information and was misleading with information and replies her and doesn't say, "Mrs. Fryer, Xbox has delivered great content or good content this year, or a mixture of both." In the last 2 to 3 years, Daniel Camillo says, Xbox once again lost sight of the golden rule, content is king. He himself has now piled in by misappropriating information and says the games. This is an Xbox marketing promoting cloud solutions, what's not, ultimately says nothing towards what gamers actually care about, want the games, in my opinion. Your opinion, Daniel Camillo, is faulty. You are clearly lying because you don't want to say the truth, But you pointed out that somebody else was misleading information. As we will see here in a little bit, you are pretty much doing the same thing. And she replied and said, yes, content is king always. K-Med, stop. Get away from this particular paradigm. She's actually fugazing now. And as much as I respect the lady, you are over here saying, I am excited, but cautiously so, because of their past disappointment. Consistency is key in both their measurement. Man, stop this. Y'all need to stop this nonsense. This is the weirdest and wildest thing ever. Her quote, like her tweet, got quoted by a number of people. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen, with reposts and everything. And man, you have got to see how many people posted and said underneath her, post, and showed her that Xbox is sitting on about 10 games or so as of this year. On top of that, games that Xbox has brought out this year, and this is from Sideck, have over an 80 Metacritic on average. Gears of War Reloaded had an 85 Metacritic. I mean, as much as I don't care for Metacritic, at least we can point and say, yo, the people who would care about quality, or the people who are supposedly supposed to check and measure quality, can at least see that these games have been appreciated by at least a class of people. Keeper was an 82. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered was an 82. South of Midnight was a 77. Avowed was an 80. The Outer Worlds 2 that's just coming out is already rated an 80. Doom the Dark Ages, that's been out for a while, 85. Ninja Gaiden 4, 82. What are these people talking about? I'm just so confused. Oh, no, I'm not. No. I felt like I was confused, and then the thing slapped me in the head. Oh, what you're seeing here is when somebody has already made a theory, or I guess I would say they've already drawn a conclusion, looking for some kind of a support to actually back it up when it's not there. This is the weirdest thing ever. I'm I'm so surprised that this is the position right here that they're taking in 2025. Imagine what they'll do in 2026 if Xbox doesn't even launch this many games. And this is exactly what you're dealing with. It's coming from all sides. Then there's the Mikey Barra thing about what he's just saying. I'm going to be making videos on this. At first, I was going to say, you know what, let's leave these executives. But I think they're now also in the whole thing that, Xbox is doing something terrible and they have to actually come in here and right the ship. If they don't do it, Xbox is just going to do this because it's the Xbox that they so love and blah, blah, blah. Yet these people can't even look at the other platforms and see that at the end of the day, when you actually think about it, PlayStation has abandoned that metric of console sales that everybody was actually going tit for tat with them. And then when they look at the content strategy, even with, Xbox and PlayStation, they claim that Xbox is going to turn the ship around by doing what it's already achieved and surpassed. Do you see what I'm saying? That is Xbox tax. That right there, that's what you call Xbox tax. Peace out.